Hello everyone and welcome to this yoga practice for the quadriceps. My name is Gillie and today you're joining me from inside my Hong Kong apartment. Let me know what you think, let me know if you preferred it up on the roof. We'll keep trying a few locations, see if we find something that works, or maybe we'll just keep exploring new locations. So yoga for the quadriceps, the vastest group of muscles. On the top of the thighs, the opposite muscles to your hamstrings. Primarily they are used for knee extension, so extending the knee. We have the lateralis, the medialis, underneath the intermedius, and on top the rectus femoris, which also crosses the hip joint, so it's also used for flexing the hip joint as well. So we'll be doing a lot of work on engaging those muscles today. As always with our strength and stretch series, we'll take some time to strengthen and then we'll take some time to get some flexibility. Grab your mat, maybe a couple of blocks if you have them. Probably don't need them so much today. And then we'll get started. Let's start with a little warm-up now. So stepping towards the top of the mat, we'll find mountain pose. Spread the feet, lengthen the spine, shoulders relaxing down and back. Inhaling, arms come up. And exhaling, folding into Uttanasana. Head heavy, arms heavy, they can dangle, you can hold the elbows, you can pedal the legs. Bending the knees as much as you like. Fingertips to the shins or the floor. Inhaling halfway. And exhaling into plank pose. Remember, it's your choice for the sun salutations. So chaturanga, or you're lowering down, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Release the shoulders back, point the toes, cobra, arms stay bent, elbows squeeze in, downward facing dog, exhale. A nice deep breath in. And press the chest towards the thighs. Left leg lifts up, breathing in. And we'll step it forwards into a lunge. Inhaling to take the arms overhead. And exhaling, sink the hips a bit deeper. We'll take a moment in this posture. You can look up towards the thumbs if you want a little more of a balance challenge. But let's work on squeezing the legs a little bit more. So we're working the quadricep in the front leg by sinking the hips nice and low. But we're also working on extending the back leg by lifting the back thigh. Two more breaths here. As low as you like, keep lifting the hips. Good, inhaling. And then exhaling, hands come down. We'll step it back to downward dog. Deep breath in. And a long exhale. Right leg lifts up as we breathe in. And we'll step it forward into lunge, going for the other side. Hands come up. Again, you can look up if you like. You can look forward, find a point to focus on. Let's drop the hips. Squeeze the quadriceps on the front leg and also the back leg to lift and extend the back knee. Nice deep breath in. Sink the hips a little lower. Inhaling. And then hands down on your exhale. Downward facing dog. Plank pose to breathe in. And knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Roll the shoulders back for cobra. And downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. And a long exhale. Looking forward, let's bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat, breathing in halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up to standing, arms overhead. And then palms to the chest, release mountain pose. Let's take a moment in our tree pose. So left toes pressing on the floor and the right sole of the foot to the inner thigh. We're working the quadriceps on the standing leg by zipping them up to lift the kneecap and the lateral quadricep on this leg. So we're pulling that knee open. It's opening the hip joint. Palms could come together. We could take the arms up, or if you'd like a little more of a challenge, extend the arms to the side, squeeze the foot and the inner thigh together, and then start to fold forward. Keep the chest open. Lift those quadriceps on the standing leg and breathe. Take a moment to come back in if you fall. Inhaling to come up and exhaling release. Let's go for the other side. Spread the toes, create that stable base. Squeeze the foot to the thigh. Use that outer quadricep to pull the knee back and lift the standing leg thigh so you can support the leg even more. Again, same options. You can look up, you can fold. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Keep the chest nice and open if you are folding. Lift those quadriceps up. Keep the spine nice and long. Inhaling to come up and exhaling to release. Good. Take a breath in, take the arms overhead again. And exhale, bowing forward, folding, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. And step it back into plank pose, exhale. Take another breath in here. See if you can lengthen the spine even more. And here's your options, knees, chest and chin, or you'll find chaturanga. Breathing in for upward dog or staying with your cobra. And exhaling, downward facing dog. 2 nice deep breaths. Let's look forward, bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. All the way up to standing, breathing in, and palms to the chest, exhale. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit warmer now, and we'll get into our strength section. Let's start with chair pose. So big toe ball mounts together, bend the knees, hips on the same level as the knees, lift the chest. Take a breath in. Let's see if we can sink the hips a little lower. Inhaling to stand up and exhaling to bend. Let's take a few repetitions. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now keep going with this. Let's keep going with a few more repetitions. But if you'd like a version that's even more challenging, working a little bit deeper, instead of stopping at the hips, we're going to see if we can sit all the way down into low chair pose. We're still keeping the weight in the feet. We can pause at the halfway point and then come all the way up again. So taking a breath in, inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sit even deeper. Breathing, coming halfway up. Exhale, stand all the way up. And palms to the chest. Let's go for one more repetition, or you're keeping going with that chair lift. It's probably burning right now. Keep going, you're doing awesome. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Breathing in here, or lowering it right the way down. Inhaling back to chair number 1. And exhaling, palms to the chest. Let's do one more for luck. Inhale. And exhale. Taking your breath in here, lowering it all the way down. Inhaling halfway up and squeezing the palms together. Ooh, I think I'll have to turn my air conditioning on soon. Let's take a big breath in, reach the arms up and folding all the way down into Uttanasana, head heavy. Looks like a nice resting stretch pose, but I want you to work the quadriceps here. So you're pressing the upper thighs back to lengthen and extend the leg. Head could be heavy, you can hold the elbows again and really work those quadriceps to press the thighs back. 2 more breaths. Release the fingers, halfway lift. And exhale, let's sit right back down into that low chair pose and all the way to the ground. Extend both legs straight out in front. This is where you could use a block, you could use a cushion, some books, maybe a pet that's lying around the house. Let's pop it into the middle of the mat. We'll take the legs on either side. So squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the feet together, and lift the chest. We're using fingertips on the floor. Now press the quadriceps down, feel that strength. We'll keep pressing them down as we squeeze the legs and lift over the blocks. Yeah? So inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now keeping the chest lifting, keep with your breathing pattern. Let's keep going up and over. No rounding the spine. We'll keep growing from the top of the head, nice and tall. Let's go 4 more. You can go slower, you can go quicker, maybe you get in a few more than I have, or maybe a few less, that's fine. Feeling the hip flexors really starting to work, or press the thighs down to keep that leg nice and straight, knee joint in extension. Last one to the other side, and relax. Oh, really nice release from this one. Both feet flat on the floor, fingertips pointing forward, lift the hips up. So reverse table pose. See if you can lengthen the tailbone along the spine, lift the hips higher than the knees. You can drop the head back if that feels nice. Deep breaths. And slowly letting the hips come down towards the ground. Let's take the legs forward again. We'll grab hold of a couple of blocks. Again, you can work on this one using the floor or the blocks. Pressing into the hands, we'll lift the hips up and slide them back. We could work on lifting one leg, placing it down. The other leg, placing it down. If you feel strong, you can work on lifting both legs. It's really hard. We're really working those quadriceps. So go for that double lift if you're really confident with your L-sit, or stay with me. We'll lift and lower. Now extend the leg. As you lift the shin up, press the quadricep down. Good. Let's go for a few more on each side. Keep growing the spine nice and tall. Good. It's tough. It's hard work. Keep those legs nice and straight. And then slowly lower down. Give your wrists a nice roll. And interlace the fingers, make a little figure eight. And give the quadriceps a nice little massage as well. Give them a nice little plug. Yeah, let's take the blocks or whatever props you've got out of the way. Cross the shins over, hands on the floor. Let's step or hop it back for downward dog. 2 nice deep breaths here. Let's look forward and we'll step or hop just to the middle of the mat this time. Another nice stretch for the back of the legs to strengthen the quadriceps, pressing them back. Halfway lift, breathing in, exhaling to fold. All the way up to standing, and palms to the chest. Last little piece of work before the bonus option I'm going to give to you. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Spread the right foot and take the left leg straight up. You can hold behind the thigh and extend the leg straight. So this is how we extend the leg. We're squeezing the quadriceps back so we can extend and straighten the leg. This could be enough work. You might want to use a strap, or you can take the arms up overhead or out to the side to help you balance and squeeze those quadriceps in. Extend the heel, toes coming towards you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Rest the arms, give the hips a wiggle if that feels good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Other side, spread the toes, create that stable base for you to stand up. You can lift the knee, you can hold behind the thigh, shoulders back and extend. Maybe staying here, or taking the arms up overhead. Relax the shoulders and lift. Squeeze those quadriceps, kick the heel, pull the toes back towards you. Good, again, let's stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Give the hips a nice release. I'm going to add in an option now for a bonus round. We're going to do a very similar posture to the one we just did, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, but we're going to have a go at doing it flipped upside down in an inversion. Obviously, if you're not confident with handstand and you're not ready to do this, feel free to practice again, the same version as we did before, working on that quadricep. Otherwise, I'll attempt to teach this upside down. So coming nice and close to the wall, spreading the fingers, we'll kick up to the wall. Lift the heels as far up the wall as you can, and we'll start to bring one leg forward. We're flexing the foot and seeing if we can bring that leg to a right angle. We're pressing the thigh away, we're trying not to come down. Maybe we work on a little bit of balance there, and then we come down. You can take a child's pose, or you can have a go at the other leg. So press yourself as high away from the wall. Squeeze that leg down, see if you can find that right angle, pressing the thigh away. Maybe that helps you balance a little bit. Don't forget those fingertips can help you. And then slowly we'll come down, bring the knees down, take a moment in child's pose. Now obviously if you are practicing that one, you might need a little more time to play with it, so just feel free to hit the pause button, have a little go, have a few goes on each side. Remember to practice that weaker leg maybe a little bit longer than your stronger leg for an attempt to bring out an equal balance in both sides of the body. And when you return, we'll be working on our stretch sequence. Well, I hope you feel like you had a little bit of work for the quadriceps now and you've earned some decent stretch time. So we'll come into a lunge to start with. Left foot forward, right knee down. See if you can lengthen the back leg. So instead of being right on the kneecap, you're on the top of the thigh. So when we lift the back leg, we're not crunching the knee. Sometimes it can be nice to try a block underneath for a little more cushion or lift. It can also help deepen the stretch. Otherwise, we bring the elbow to the top of this knee. You can use a block if that's more helpful. And we'll reach behind for that back foot. We'll get a nice stretch. We're already starting to feel that. If you back your hips up towards the heel, keep the heel and the hips together, then try and sink. So lots of variations for this. You might need to really open the shoulder to get this twist, or you can start to work towards rolling the shoulder forward. If you'd like to work towards that frog version, a little trick I like to do is take the palm to face the same way as the sole of the foot and bring the index finger through the big toe and the second toe. Then you can spin the wrist around and start to squeeze. Ah, that is intense. So taking a few deep breaths here. So long as you can feel a nice deep sensation in the front of your quadriceps, you're getting a really good stretch. Be sensitive. Nice deep breaths. Let's take 3 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly release. Let's move it back into downward dog. Oh, give that leg a little pedal and a release. Other side, step forward with the right foot, sink the knee. If you went for that same variation with a block or a cushion under the back knee, go for it again. Release onto the top of the thigh, reach behind for the heel. You could back the hips up to make the heel and the hips meet, and then start to push forward. Maybe you go for that bind with the fingers. Maybe rolling the chest forward. Find the stretch that works for you at the depth that works for you. And then we let the breath control everything. If it's too much in the body, the breath will tell you. We draw it back slightly and we breathe. 3 more nice steady breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Releasing, downward facing dog. Let's bring both knees down to the mat now. They could be together or a little bit wider. See if we can sink the hips between the heels. If that's very inaccessible, we sit on a block. Take the hands back. Now lifting onto the sacrum. So we don't want to be on the butt cheek, we want to be on the sacrum, on the block or on the floor. We could come down to the elbows. We could come down and lie all the way on the ground, so bringing the shoulder blades down into Supta Virasana, supine hero pose. Now this can be a lot on the knees. If it's a lot on the knees, then feel free to join me in this next version. Otherwise you can stay there and relax, let the front of the body open. If that's not your jam, you don't like it, come down to the tummy. You can use a strap to help you reach the ankles. And the trick here is in the pelvis. So this space underneath the pelvis, you want to flatten it towards the floor. So it's kind of like a pelvic thrust down to the floor to squeeze and lengthen both of the quadriceps along the floor. If you release the butt and then press it down, you'll feel that intensity grow. So find something that works. You can rest the chin or the forehead. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling, breathing in and breathing out. Release the hands. If you are in hero pose, supine hero pose on the floor, use your elbows to help lift yourself up. Come up back to a kneeling position, and we should meet somewhere around here. Last pose before Shavasana. A couple of blocks cushion, no blocks at all, any other props that you have. We can lie back, and that's just an option. You can go for the middle height, or 2 on the low height, underneath the sacrum. This is going to help us just to open out the hip flexors. And give a nice release after this practice. Legs could be straight or bent. Move the shoulder blades away from the hips so we can lengthen the lumbar spine. Arms maybe overhead. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Nice deep breath in. And exhale. Breathing in. And breathing out. Oh, maybe we should stay here a little bit longer. It feels good, no? You can hit pause, you can stay here for as long as you like. That's the beauty of it. When you are ready, your feet planting firmly on the floor so we can safely move the blocks out of the way. Roll down the spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Knees rolling from side to side. There could be another posture here that feels good. Knees to the chest, happy baby pose. Whatever you like, it's your practice. When you are ready, find Shavasana and relax. We'll stay for about 10 breaths together. You can hit pause if you want to stay longer. We'll totally surrender into this pose, bringing all focus to the breath. See if you can release any tension on your exhales just by imagining the muscles relaxing with every breath out you take. If the mind wanders away, use those thoughts and distractions as reminders to come back into this moment and give yourself just a few minutes to completely relax. This is your reward and time to reset, refresh after the practice. Whenever you feel ready, slowly start to bring awareness to the body and the breath, deepening the breath. Perhaps rolling the head from side to side, or moving the fingers and toes. Take your time, take any stretch that feels natural. Perhaps finding a new resting place on your side, and enjoying that for a few breaths. There's no rush at all. We'll find our way eventually into a seated position. We'll sit nice and tall, shoulders soft. You can keep the eyes closed. We'll just sit to acknowledge the practice. Every day it's completely different. Let's take a deep breath in. And a long exhale. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me again. I had some amazing feedback after my last video and I appreciate it so much. Please keep telling me what you think, what you'd like to practice and work on. And hopefully I'll see you here on the roof or somewhere else very soon. Thank you. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe! Thank you. Bye.